Market vitals, the levels you need to triage the market. HFR from the floor. This trade, Matt Davio, the don't. Matt, we got a great show today. I'm putting together the show, and I just feel really strongly about today's show. Matt, let me share first of all. If I can, I want to share. Actually, you know what? I can bring this up and then share. Great hockey game last night. Furious pace.
Furious. I was playing golf and I forgot it was on, and I only caught the overtime, unfortunately. But it was a full period.
It was a full period, and holy cow, was the youth showed a little bit more energy in that.
Yeah. But there was also six men on the ice.
Take it easy on this. Yeah, it was, and it's been documented. But the filthy goal, and it reminded me of the first Blackhawks Stanley Cup, of the modern era, when Patrick Kane slid one in, and nobody knew he was the one that he knew he scored. The whole stadium, and myself included, at home watching the game, I had no idea that they had won the Stanley Cup. But what I want to talk about is the clown world that we live in, and how we can't agree on what hole. The only thing that we can agree on, Matt, is the 5 hole is the 5 hole.
Right.
Other than that, there's zero agreement of which hole is which. And when I looked this up, because you shared on Twitter, and then I said, what hole was that? Because it went right between his armpit, right?
Right.
So on this graphic, it's saying the 6 hole. You were saying the dirty little 7 hole. My point, though, is look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah,
but this one over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we get to this one? 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. The only thing that we got consistency here is the 5 hole. 5 hole. Everybody else, we need
and why don't we have a 6 and a 7 underneath the arms?
Well, exactly, like my little graphic shows you, because that's filthy, man.
That is. It
was a filthy goal. It was great too watching the referees, because they're like, I don't know, and then he's like pointing at the top of the net. Right. The puck is stuck right here.
Well, usually there's so much like jersey here that there really isn't much. That's the reason why they wear the big bulky jerseys, right? Because it catches pucks, and then hopefully
I got to tell you, if I would change one thing in professional hockey, it would be to go back to the sizing of goalie equipment from the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, there would be a lot more scoring, man.
Well, have you ever seen indoor lacrosse?
No, but I've seen lacrosse, outdoor lacrosse.
Okay. So look up real quick on your search while you're live here. Look up box lacrosse goalies.
Whoops. Box lacrosse
goalies, just and get some pictures, get some images of that so you can show us.
Why wouldn't I? I got technology on my side.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, you can go that way too.
Hold on a second.
You can make an argument, because the goal is actually smaller and they have more and they still score.
Yeah, these guys are. It's like rerun. Everybody's rerun.
Look at the one
here, the outdoor. This guy here. That's how it should be.
That's field lacrosse. I said box lacrosse.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Look at this one on the
left.
This
guy here is just ridiculous. Oh my God! In the net, Oprah. Anyway.
And the net's smaller too. It's a little tiny thing.
That is beautiful.
So.
All right. Enough of that nonsense. Second emotion, Lee, right? How do we get this done?
Maybe they should go back just the shield here and take a shot to the head too, right?
All right, man. I also saw this yesterday. I had to share this. Ron Jeremy on tomorrow's Market Vitals. I sent this out and got some.
Why was it trending?
I don't know why Ron Jeremy was trending, but I will tell you this.
It says in Canada too.
In Canada. Well, like, why is Ron? I don't care.
And then Justin Trudeau is right below him. Maybe
Maybe
there was
there's
something between
pictures.
those. Maybe it's
there's
Justin's
pictures.
father.
Maybe there's pictures. Matt, I was walking, and I used to have a gorgeous, big handlebar mustache, right? And after the second time this happened, I shaved it off. I'm walking across the bridge there, across the Deschutes, the walking bridge there, just west of Drake Park. We've walked it before.
Yeah.
And there's people that jump off the bridge in the river and they swim out, get out, and then rinse, repeat, right? And so this guy comes walking, he's walking towards Lynn and I, and he's dripping wet. And as he's walking closer and closer, he goes, no way, wait a minute. And I'm like, and he's like the rando bend guy, right? Skinny, unhealthily skinny, tattooed, missing a tooth. Well, you know the guy, right?
Oh yeah.
And he goes, wait, you're Ron Jeremy, right? Swear to God.
You got that twice?
I got that twice. I got that in Vail, Colorado, walking out of a bar, and these two kids are walking in, and the one kid goes, dude, did you see him? He looked like a rugged Ron Jeremy. I'm like, that's it. And I'm not Ron Jeremy, and I have a private part to prove it. I will tell you that. All right, man, listen, let's get right here to price discovery. And it's from here, Matt, from the Metro Lifestyles. 2/3 of UK women are missing periods because of stress and poor diet, climate change. I don't know why they didn't put that in there. Maybe that's what the stress is. The stress is from climate change.
Right, from Al Gore's, the floods are going to
poor diet. It couldn't be anything else. Let me just say that right now. It couldn't be anything other.
Well, let's see what has happened in the last 2 years.
Oh, don't even go there. Couldn't have been there.
No.
Matt, I know that Procter & Gamble will not benefit from women not having periods. I just, this is how I think about a headline and then price discovery. Please. Holy smokes. Please bring up Procter & Gamble and let's talk about it.
Well, we hold on a second, because we've had tampon shortages. So what is that? So is the market going to take care of it? Is that what you're telling us?
I don't know.
All right. 165 was the high last year, again, like everything parabolic on P&G. And this is a $340 billion behemoth, right? Behemoth. And I do say, because seriously, think about all the products they sell. So that's legit. It pays 2.64 dividends still today. And it's off $24. And it looks like it's, had a little rally. It's up today, 3%. So again, must be good news, because they can shore up some of the inventory problems they have, I guess, in the tampon world.
I don't get it.
Because the demand is falling away.
But it's fairly right-sided there, Matt. And
yeah, no, it's definitely right-sided. Took out the old high here at 147, rallying from, we got down here to about 128. So it's up 10%. Again, like everything else, we've had a big rally here, and you can kind of see that here in the 15-minute chart, Bob. We've gone from 128 all the way up to 143, and that's about where we sit. And it's just getting back to value on a 15-minute chart. So again, warning, Will Robinson, but it's probably going to be, you come back to that longer term chart. All rallies probably should be sold.
And then that value range, that longer term value,
that's $80. So it's still
the point of control is down at $80.
Yep.
And the COVID low
is 69.48.
Wow. That's hell and gone from here.
Yep. It's interesting again today. So oil trades like $7 swings in the last 2 days, right? And then we were talking about corn and beans. Look at those things just got throttled again today. Now this is a daily chart, but let's look at a 20, shorter term chart. And these things have been trending down. We've kind of talked about it, but I'm not new lows yet on corn. But that's another 2.5% down day. Like there's been a lot of violence, and I guess it's the seasonality that's coming into play now with the crops, right? And beans are down 3.7%, $60 almost today. Look at this move in the last 2 weeks, Bob. 1787 all the way down to 15. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge move. And again, nobody's talking about it.
That chart is just so violent looking.
It's violent, and look at this, and we talked about this bracket, and it's broke now. It broke through this bracket. So if you've been waiting for this bracket to, 1579 or so was that bracket, and we're way below it now. So watch out. This thing could go all the way down here to test top of value, right? Which is 12. And then wheat on the same side is just, it's getting throttled to almost 3% today, and also breaking out of this, shitty bracket that I've drawn here, but you get the idea.
You're not going to get graded on too many men on the ice or the bracket.
No, but you get the idea. And the old high there was 874 before it shot all the way up to 1366. So all these, I guess do we thank Putin now because all these prices are coming back down?
Well, I mean, honestly, that's been part of the metric here. First of all, I've seen the harvest in Brazil. I've seen grain there's so much grain, it's just being stored on the ground.
Right.
The guy had this video driving, and he's like, these aren't sand dunes, and he's driving for a while.
Right.
And it's soybeans that look like, as far as you can see, sand dunes. Anyway, we're pretty good at growing grain on this planet. So, all right, let me get rid of the panties, and let's move on down the price discovery road. Let's go here, Matt. This is from Triple QSQX. Definitely not a blue check mark. I think he's got 171 followers. So all of them are probably waiting with bated breath to join this revolution. He says, I've rejoined the Boomer Alliance and added some Berkshire. It's crazy cheap now. Crazy cheap. Matt, bring it up, and then I'll bring it up, because it doesn't appear to be crazy cheap when you fractal out.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a haircut. Like everything, it was up to 362 and all the way down here to 264. So that is significant, 33% sell-off. But what I will say is this other little bracket that was kind of holding it busted through. Now it's actually kind of tested the bottom of it here at 271 and has fallen away again. So, and you can see that in a short-term chart, right? Let's see, where is it? Does not want to behave here.
Slow.
But that was your, I don't know. It's not showing up here very nicely. But the point is, when you fractal out to the daily, Bob, the COVID low on the B shares was somewhere down here at 160, and we're still at, so it's another 100 off just to get there. The COVID high, pre-COVID high, 231. So there's your levels. The value zone, and this stock typically trades in a value zone because it's not, I mean, again, it's widely held mutual funds, right? It's a buy and hold thing. People hold it. But when you start having destruction happen in price, which is what we're having because we went way too far, too fast. And even I'm sure Warren was probably shorting his own stock up there. Why wouldn't he?
I mean, you got to take profits at some time, don't you?
Yeah.
Profits equal something.
Right.
And how many times? Let me ask you.
And he has been building a lot of cash, right? I know that for a fact, but that doesn't mean he's buying right here anything.
Let me ask you a question. And we've looked at this chart. It's got to be 100 times now on different names.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't matter that it's Berkshire. It doesn't matter. You might think it's the greatest thing ever. Whatever the story is, once the chart breaks and once the people start saying, you know what, we've had a good run, I'm getting out too.
Right. The
right side completes itself, not because, well, obviously people are taking in all the other metrics, right?
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I have profits. Let me share the quarterly of this chart.
Okay.
The quarterly, because, crazy cheap. Whoa, I almost left the meeting. Don't want to leave the meeting. Definitely don't want to leave the meeting. Let me just ask you a question. This is the quarterly, but fractals are fractals, and charts look the same no matter what the time frame is, right? So if this was an hourly or a daily or something, how could you look at that chart and tell me that's crazy cheap right now?
Well,
Is that,
but it's crazy one way is all it is. That's for sure.
is that crazy cheap? Well,
No.
I don't know. It looks like it's crazy. If I'm buying milk, that's as high as milk has ever gotten. Like it's pulled back a little bit. How is that crazy cheap? Things can't go to.
And the thing that the thing I would say here is if you're looking for crazy cheap, then 197 might be that area based on how it's behaved around that area, the green line.
I do, and that's the lower momentum on the quarterly. Again, it's a bunch of lows from,
and maybe
16,
if we got
17.
that, if we got there, the lower 105 might be curling up. It looks like it's trying to, but
it is trying to come up.
But it's a long way from,
We are rolling the quarter. We've talked about kick saves all the time, but I got another nuance that I want to share. I just noticed this today, and I don't know what to make of it, and I respect your opinion, and so let's do this. Jedi Marcus, he shared New Year low. Think about that, New Year low for EWG. It's a German ETF.
Well, it's a US ETF that trades German stocks.
Right, exactly. Let me bring it up first, and then you can bring it up. But I wanted to share this part of it also, in that here's iShares, and these are its top 10 holdings. All right, and they're giant names. All right, so this isn't, so Germany not doing as well. Right. New Year lows on this grouping.
Well, we're on New Year lows too. So
here's what I wanted to just point out here. Again, this is a quarterly chart. Compare that to Berkshire's holdings. I mean, Berkshire's holdings went completely lower left to upper right.
Yeah, but this is the inherent problem with ETFs, though, too, for me. Like I said,
let's talk about it, because I don't understand.
No, like I said to you, like this is fine. Like you could say those 10 stocks make up the majority of the price, which they do. That's 53% or whatever you said right there, those 10 stocks. So it's really 10 stocks in the ETF. So versus the DAX, which I don't know how many names make up the DAX either. It might be 100. I don't know though. So, and if you look at the DAX, I get, but yet your point, let's see, what was the low? The COVID low was 17. I mean, again, this doubled.
The COVID low was,
the DAX doubled. So they did the same, and the S&Ps basically, doubled, a little bit more than doubled, but just now, it went from 2,200 to 4,800. So it's, the US is a little bit ahead, but
my point is that this looks way more sideways in general than the S&Ps on the quarterly. Sure. And the other thing we talked about,
that's 500 names versus 10.
I get it. No, stop it. You're not behaving. This is the DAX, and again, European stocks not as parabolic as US stocks have been over the past
no, but it did go from
years.
8 to 16 and change, so it did double on the COVID thing. And again, the same person who's buying Berkshire with, this is a steal right here too, obviously on this chart, because this is the same.
All right, share anything that you like.
Well, I'll take a look at the profile in EWG just to be done with it. But the COVID low is 1743. We're only $6 away. So again, the rest of the world is a little ahead of us. But this should be telling you the story that we're continuing to tell you. This narrative hasn't changed. The right side is in control, whether it's Berkshire, whether it's EWG, whether it's the elites. Their chart also peaked during COVID, and their chart is going down too. So theirs is going to go down with bullets and flames, and it's not going to be pretty, but it's going down. But this is what they're trying to do: is pump it up and then kill it. And that's kind of.
I was talking to a friend today, Matt, that's in the institutional world, and there's pretty much agreement on that side that they're going to take a hard landing over continued rocket ship inflation.
Right.
They have to, because rocket ship inflation is what, again, 12 meals to anarchy. You got a big giant portion of the population that is that's living on Social Security, and more of them every day.
Yeah.
So hard landings, you want to avoid them, but I think the key here is that they need to get prices under control.
Well,
mostly.
And again, this sale on the grains, this sale on oil could have a little bit more to go, but is it going to be long term? I don't know. A lot of it tells me it's just kind of the seasonality. Christmas in July, right? The 4th of July. That's where we are. These 3 weeks are just really painful. Look at the last 3 days, how we haven't even moved. And the SPOOs. And it's weird. Like this is something that I wanted to actually talk to you about. Like I have a weird feeling about this market. Everybody's bullish.
Well, you shared.
Hold on. Everybody's bullish.
Yes.
And the bonds are going berserk, like 131 to 138 today. And that's happened in 2 weeks on the ZB. That's huge. Now we talked about it. It's not probably going to go past 139, but this is, to me, it's weird that this is happening right now, and the equities aren't joining on board with it. I don't know what to make of it. And so something tells me that there's something, I'm just going to say it. It feels like there's an event about ready to happen, because it's been quiet. Like there's going to be something internationally, US, Europe, I don't know where, but somewhere, that it's going to be some type of, I don't know, event.
The gut. That's the gut.
It's pure gut. And that's the reason why people are buying bonds right now ahead of it. I think, like, the rumor's that strong. I'm not privy to the rumor, but somebody's buying, right?
Well, we for sure have
somebody, and they're not buying equities at the same time.
Right. And you shared the interesting. So
that's dynamic. That is like a protection thing that's happening. And, they were on sale for sure. I don't know.
Well, you shared the commitment of traders certainly isn't weighted to the downside, or more people. The call put volume, I've seen several tweets on that nobody's pricing in or actually participating in a giant bet, right, that there's a big washout coming.
Right.
A lot of times those are the things that are the precursors for it.
Well, a lot of times, but again, that's the equity market's a lot dumber than the bond market. Always, right?
Always and forever.
So there's a lot more money in bonds. There's a lot, it's a lot more liquid. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what to make of it, but the charts, let's just take a look at it again, because it shot up another, buck. Oh, it was up too earlier. It got up to 138, just shy of, it was 137.29. But I mean, look at that. But look how ugly this is. Like this was ugly. Like it fell out of bed. All right, now it's come back almost to that high, like that spike high. And that was the Fed, wasn't it, on the 10th? That was just, this is the thing. This was only 13 days ago.
And what's the high end of that value range?
The high end of that value is right here at like 139.09. So we got up to, just shy of 138. We're only a buck away from it.
And that's for the whole year, yeah? That's
no. That's only the last month.
Oh, that's June. I'm seeing. I thought that was January. Right on.
No. Yeah, if you want to look at 6 months, year to date, it's nothing but crushed, right? And if this is the time frame in control, it could trade up to 141 before it even gets back to value. And then you got that heavy 142 area that took a good half a month to play out. So there's something going on there still. So
bingo. All right, Matt, that's the show that I got today. Condolences, right? RIP Tony Siragusa, man, another person that just goes to bed dying your sleep. Seems to be trending.
And then there's that synchronized swimmer who has passed out in the water before. Twice. Wow, so what a story! What a story!
I had no idea that my synchronized swimming is not nearly that labor intensive. when
But
I
you know, the thing is, like, it's weird because it's happened twice and probably both since jabs. And just saying, they do hold their breath for a long time. And but if she had something like else going on medically, I don't think they'd let her in the pool. Don't they have doctors that, you know, check up these, because they're Olympic athletes again. They're Olympic athletes. These aren't normal. It's not me and you doing synchronized swimming who've never done it, holding our breath and passing out.
what would we call that?
By the way, how would one hippo save the other in that
No,
situation?
I was going to just say, dude, you beat me to it. The dancing belugas. Matt, happy birthday out to Jimmy the Vowels. Jimmy Urio's birthday today. He's probably I don't know, 68, 70, 72. Looks great for his age. You know, the other thing on age that I saw, how old do you think Geraldo Rivera is?
Close to 70.
He's going to be 79.
Wow.
Right?
He looks good. He looks good.
He looks great. He looks great. Compare him to President Xu. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible difference. And I got to think that Geraldo lived a pretty hard life there, as he was sort of a rock star.
Yeah.
Back in the day when he was young, like investigative reporting from Honduras, like bullets flying. Another guy that I don't understand. I mean, he fully understood the hypocrisy of the narrative that government was trying to tell us, right? And now he's a big champion of jabs and mandating them and fuck you, you got no rights. I don't know what happened to Geraldo.
Well, yeah, he should go back to doing, you know, finding Al Capone's, you know, money.
I mean, that was later. He was really an investigative journalist.
Oh, I thought that's the investigation you were talking about.
No, dude. He did, like, he was deep in the jungle in Central America for sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember it? Do you remember when Geraldo was Geraldo, when Geraldo made Geraldo great again? Do you remember that?
So you're saying like during, you know, the Ollie North days? Is that
yeah, or even before that, like the Contra Revolution and communism. Right. Yeah. He was, there were bullets flying over his head, ready to go. Now it's cut, action.
Maybe it was the mustache.
Oh, that's the other one that I wanted.
It's the mustache. He went the other way. He people kept saying he looked like a gruff, you know, Ron Jeremy, and he grew thicker and thicker, I think.
Matt, how about our president telling these people that they need to, the gas station owners need to be patriotic,
lower the prices,
lower their prices, right?
Because they pay X and they need to mark it
up.
They
should just lose money. Not only that, he said, in a time of war.
Oh my God!
He actually used it. And I got to thinking, and I can't find the tweet that I sent back. I'm like, because when he said that, I was actually somewhat dismayed at my own. I guess the lack of my own. I don't know. Well, what's the word? My own patriotism, because I didn't realize it was a time of war. And I feel like maybe I should be more like George Bailey, right? How come I'm not starting a campaign to collect aluminum and rubber for the war effort like George Bailey did, right? Shouldn't I be selling war bonds or something door to door? Because
Ukraine's just selling our weapons to, you know, real terrorists. That's what's going on there. So that's working out well.
But Matt, it's a time of war. Maybe we should start a recycling drive here in Bend for the war effort, just like George Bailey, because George Bailey is one of my great heroes.
We haven't looked at RBOB in a while and just wanted to check out those futures. We took out the low here. You know, we're trading 375 right now. The old high, we took out the old high that we set in March. So that's one chink in the armor for, you know, the bear story. But, you know, the daily chart's still awfully bullish. It's just, I laugh because, like, I literally, like, here's let's just think about this for a minute. You know, this here is, you know, this is inauguration day right here. We were trading $1.47. Okay, so let's just start there. Let's talk. You know, again, Powell had to come out yesterday and say what we've all been saying, of course, for the last 4 months. inflation is not from the Ukraine mess fiasco. It is not. It was $1.47 when you took over in this administration, and it went fourfold or threefold, 300% up. I mean, even if we go back to here's where they announced, that they're going to war, and we had doubled at that point. Okay, so we're at so that's the one. Here's what I say. You'll know the recession or depression is over when gas is under $2 again.
I can't wait because.
But guess what? That's not going to be anytime soon, Bob.
Well, I will say this: there has to have been demand destruction. I don't know. Maybe we should look at those things. Demand destruction on gas. Like I for sure am foregoing.
Yeah.
I'm riding my bike. No,
well, I'm walking more and not
thinking about riding I'm thinking about riding my bike. I'm not riding it yet, but I'm thinking about it. Getting a basket on the front, which will help me in the war effort, right? Because I can actually go door to door and collect aluminum, like George Bailey did. It's a wonderful life, Matt. It's a wonderful life.
We kid, but I sure hope that's not in our future, Bob. I sure hope.
The Bailey Building and Loan is solvent right now, but who knows? Who knows? All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. So the bottom line is
I'm wearing the opening night Wrigley Field first night game, Matt, because hockey season's over, and so
it's looking positively favorable for your Avalanche, for your Colorado Avalanche.
I watched almost the whole game yesterday with my son, and I really don't know. I actually wanted Tampa Bay to win last night, so it possibly the series could go longer, because now we're stuck with baseball.
Right. Yeah, and we're not even at the halfway mark.
Snorefest.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
well, we got the NBA draft tonight, so there you go. That's not my thing either, but
no, couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Could not give a shit.
And that only lasts one day. So.
And then we got I can't wait till the pads start popping. NFL coming up.
It's only a month away. July 27th, as Lee pointed out yesterday, I think, is when teams take the fields and the abuse starts for the rookies.
All right, that's it.
Carry my bag, rookie.
Right on. Hazing. Let's haze somebody. Tasing.
Did you see Goodell yesterday said that he can't do anything about the scum Dan Snyder is?
You mean he can't sit harder on the emails that they have? Is that what he means? Yeah. I can't do anything because I'm sitting so hard on these emails.
Right.
I can't get up. I actually have
I hurt my sacrum.
I have ass cramps right now from sitting so hard on these emails. I'll tell you what though, Gruden's got this in court, man, and so there will be discovery.
Yeah, it will come out. It will come out.
It will come out.
And 100%. Guess what? Then when all the the lunatics and the wokeness rage against Dan Snyder, of course he'll be fired then, or they'll take the franchise away from him. Again, and they'll hand it to John Gruden. He'll be the new owner of the
Washington Admirals.
Redskins. I'm sorry.
What are they?
I don't know. They're the Redskins to me.
You know what they should have just changed to the Washington Spray-On Tans. How about that? They could have got Coppertone to be a sponsor. We're not the Redskins. We're the Spray-On Tans. Trump would even have been a big supporter, right? Orange man. All right, that's it. Visit us at marketvetals.io. Please share, retweet, and plagiarize. Far and wide.
Did you see the story? Just leave with this, and this is what's going on, like in the world, the craziness. Did you see some of the carrying on in the Italian Congress this week? Basically, you had one side complaining that Draghi's given away money to Ukraine for and people are going, why are we even there? What why? The normal Italian people in the Congress that are the minority. And then you see something like this going on in Brazil. I'm like, Jesus, the male lawyer punches the female attorney general, leaving her bloodied and bruised after she filed a complaint against him.
Are you saying that's coming here soon?
There's just a lot of amped up, triggered stuff going on.
All right, that's it. Be
I
disciplined.
had to take 3 deep breaths on my short ride to an appointment I had yesterday. Between, and of course I was late, so my fault. I'm leaving 5 minutes before I'm supposed to be there, and the driving in this town and the backups. Nobody works. Where are all these people coming from? In the middle of the day, on a residential area, it was backed up from Century to Drake Park. I kid you not, on
14th.
Galveston.
Oh yeah.
From the
all the way into town.
The taco stand place all the way into town. I couldn't get out, and I was just trying to get out on Galveston.
Get out. You need to be Arnold.
So 3 deep breaths were needed 3 or 4 times on that short drive to get over there, because the amount of bad driver haphazardly I saw.
Well, we got all the Californians,
and literally every other plate is California.
What
are they arbitraging the oil here or the gas here? Because it's
Matt,
it's only $6 versus $7.50 there.
When I first moved here, I thought one of the perfect encapsulations of the ridiculous left was people in Oregon saying, like they knew everything about the border, right? In Texas, and we have to let these immigrants in, they're seeking asylum, and then in the next breath, they'd be saying, we have to close the border to California. we can't let any more Californians come into Oregon.
It's literally the craziest. I know
these fucking Californians. We have to stop this. The Mexicans, the Hondurans, and Costa Rica, wherever you're from, you can come into Texas. Who gives a shit about Texas? It's their problem. Irony is
bitter irony.
Alive and well and great again. All right, Matt. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lee.